books can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover. That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, and a pleasant good morning to you, coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Saturday, April 12th. We'll get that straight here real quick, and thank you for joining me here for our big day of sports betting action, a unique day of sports betting today with our big Major League Baseball schedule, of course, a big NHL card, as well as we wind down at the end of the season. The NBA takes the day off and getting ready for one big last game here of the NBA season to see what happens with our playoff pairings. We already know a couple of them, certainly right now for the upcoming NBA playoffs. So thank you for joining me here on the show. Hopefully you, NBA, can't wait here. I don't want the season to end the way we had a great day on the show yesterday. They said this is supposed to be the tough part of the schedule for handicappers. I don't know, couldn't miss there yesterday. I think we went 11-4 with our picks here on the show. That included the didn't hit the Laker game, but side or total, we hit just about everything else yesterday in the NBA. And these are the ones with the crazy spreads, and nobody cares. So maybe this is just where I excel. I don't know. So hey, thanks for joining me, everyone. We're going to also have today here on the Sports Money Network, it'll be our live companion coverage of UFC 314 from Miami. We've got a great card here tonight with our featured event, the main event here, of course, with featherweights for the vacant title there, with Volkanovski taking on Lopez today. And we've also got programming available so you can get your day started here on the Sports Money Network, get you ready to join the guys for UFC companion coverage today. And that is actually a kind of a later evening card here, even though we're in Miami tonight. Coverage from the guys will start here, I believe, at about 6:30 Eastern or 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific, with our card here from Miami tonight. On the Sports Money Network, we also have First Strike ready and available. The guys go over their best bets for the card, and with VB MMA picks, you can get more picks for today's fight card. Also, members, don't forget, you can check out the members playbook here from the Sports Money Network. The guys have comments on every fight, plenty of picks for you in there for all the members. So you guys should have a great time and great information heading into this big UFC 314 card. Some other great fights in there too. Don't forget, with Chandler and Patty Pimblett going as well in the debut of Patricio Pitbull. So all right, thank you for joining me here. Maybe I'll accentuate the coverage of the NBA at least yesterday because of what we learned in the for the postseason here. But man, did we roll some winners yesterday here on the show. We had the Hawks over the Sixers yesterday. We had the Milwaukee Bucks getting those points From Detroit, we also had Boston to roll over Charlotte yesterday, and they were able to take care of business with that big 20-point spread. We also had the under with Cleveland and the New York Knicks yesterday, also rolled with Chicago laying those big points. Some of it didn't even look like they were going to get there half these games, and then they did in the end, just like we've seen. We had Miami over New Orleans. Now, I don't think we had them by as much as they won by, but still another double-digit favorite. Give some money there. We had Dallas. More points. We're laying it, and getting those wins. We also had a premium pick winner with Minnesota yesterday, laying 21 points, and we also went under here on the show. We had Oklahoma City here laying those points on the show. Bottom line is you should have been laying the big points in a lot of these games. Yeah, we took it down on a couple of them here. We didn't go with the Warriors for some reason, but we did have the under here on the show, and we did have the over in Houston and the Lakers. So I take it back what I said. We went side and total. We did hit the total there in that one. Say hello to some folks, and then we'll talk a little baseball and get ready with our show. But man, your comments are rolling in here today as we take a look. And Fernando's here, ready to go. We're underway with our soccer action here for Saturday with our early fixtures. Man City is rocking Palace here right now. Action underway in Italy as well with Monza and Venezia no score. Also, Mallorca over Sociedad 2-0 here in the second. Coming up here in just 10 minutes, they're going to get fully underway with 5 games in the Bundesliga. Here, highlighted by maybe the best, closest game on the card with Mainz and Hoffenheim. Let's see what else is here. And got Zoe Faye here, ready to go. They're talking soccer in the chat this morning. Great to have everyone here talking the world's most beautiful game just moments ago. A final here with a couple of buddies. Alcaraz over Davidovich Fokina at Monte Carlo to gain berth into the semifinal victory for Carlos. Pretty impressive win. Fokina did a nice job there. Fokina actually covered the game spread this morning. So I think I want to say Alcaraz was a 4.5 game favorite, but it ended up being much closer than that as Alcaraz takes down that first semifinal 7-6, 6-4. Still to come. You've got Demon Hour going up against Musetti here. Closely rated here. Demon Hour $1.40 over Musetti. That one probably going to be a close match. I'd probably go with the over in that one at 20, maybe a 20. I think it's 23 games there today. All right. And let's see who else is here. Cash Kane is here. Nate DeGreat. Nice to have Nate DeGreat. There's Johnny Walker in the chat. And great to have Johnny there. And Cash Kane. Again, Todd Clinton is ready. Look at this. Western Michigan to win the NCAA championship is Todd's pick today. Maybe I'll leave it alone if Todd's going to come in and make a pick here. Western Michigan, will they finally get their first ever NCAA title when they take on Boston U in the Frozen Four today? Thank you, Todd. And maybe we'll touch on that match a little bit. But hey, we got Todd coming in here with his pick, and I got to respect that pick here. I'm always partial to these, Boston teams, the Beanpot teams, basically. In Boston, you won the Beanpot this year. So, hey, everyone, like this video. Subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, the fastest growing sports betting network on YouTube. Comment, like, share, subscribe, and make sure you are following us here on the channel. NYC VAR is here today. Nuke is here. Thank you, Nuke. Yeah, well, Nuke's been a member. What's going on there? All right, let's see here. Joe W is here today. Robert McCormick is here. Nuke Worker says, "Does anyone here bet the UFL?" Well, maybe Nuke missed yesterday's show when I gave out the side and the total there yesterday with Arlington plus 4.5 and under 39 went like easy money there yesterday in the UFL. And let me see. I think. Might have a no. I think we're in this one. I think we do have a pick in the UFL. So uh, maybe I should get that out there so I can get it to Nuki. And Likely Bar also had a good day there yesterday. Lucky Powers here. Oldie is here today. Justin is here as well. Abel is here. He hit his West Coast parlay. How lucky are we to have all these great handicappers in the chat all stars? Spenny's here. He's got his Masters action here today. And not interested in a boost necessarily, Spenny, but interested in your picks here a little bit. See if I can get my my golfers out here. If you did subscribe to the picks this week, where are my golfers? I know what we're on, and we're on Bryson as well here into these final two rounds today. And we also had on our early card Lowry as well. Oberg, he kind of fell apart there a little bit and tumbled down into a tie for 12th place, but Rosie leading here by a stroke. Bryson just a shot back. Rory has actually moved into the favorites role. That might be fine in most tournaments, right? But the Masters, I know everyone gets a little gun shy with taking the favorite, and you might not be trusting Rosie to hang on. He's at 8-1. You got Bryson here at 7-2. We had Bryson pre-flop here. Corey Connors certainly has to loom there a little bit, 2 strokes back, but Rory, the favorite right now, he's 2 strokes back. Terrell Hatton in there as well, and you have a little bit of a surprise in Matt McCarty. He's been the big story here a little bit here on the first 2 rounds for his appearance on the leaderboard as well. Scotty's right there also. Plus 425. So you do have some great names on this leaderboard. Should be some great action from the Masters here on Saturday and into the weekend. I think I'm still battling there a little bit with Brian Harmon in there for top lefty as well. So, all right. Let me keep going here in the chat and get this show underway. Here, Abel said he had the BTTS of the Man City game. Nate said, how about the Celtics? Hey, I had those Celtics. And Jim said they got it done. Nukes on Rory. Connors can't make his putts, representing the great country of Canada. All right. Final. Do we got here? Pardon me, you guys. We get rolling here on the show today. Take a look a little bit here at Major League Baseball real quick, and then we'll also get to the previews here momentarily. But we did have some winners here yesterday on the show, including the over in Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. You guys, Team Steam Consensus had the Cincinnati Reds with Singer. You said take the Reds and got it done yesterday. Also, want to mention Team Steam Consensus Parlay did go down. You guys had the Yankees yesterday. Yeah, the game did go 5 innings, so the side was an official bet. Hope you guys are catching me right now. I want to mention I'm on a show here on YouTube called Cover the Spread. If you do a search here, Cover the Spread, a video that comes out every day. And I did have the Giants in that video for Friday's game. If you're looking for a little bit more coverage from me every day, check out Cover the Spread, just to show that I'm been part of here for about a week. All right. Also, Team Steam consensus winner for Washington yesterday, and you guys liked him. You guys liked him so much, I made him a premium pick yesterday on my uh, sports money premiums here on Winnable. Also, I had the over in the game between the White Sox and the Red Sox yesterday. Also, winners here included the St. Louis Cardinals. Remember, you had them, I had them, Team Steam Consensus had them yesterday. Cardinals over the Phillies. I had the Padres on the run line to crush Colorado, and they did just that early and often there. Also, winner here on the show, Milwaukee and Arizona game to go under yesterday. We had Seattle as well, and a premium pick winner was Cubs and Dodgers game to go under. Hockey, we did have some mixed results last night, but we did have Pittsburgh Penguins on the puck line. Also, Montreal and Ottawa game to go over was a winner here, and also want to shout out Mikey Money, couple late totals he hit yesterday on pre-gaming with San Jose and Edmonton under, and also he had the over in the game between the Wild and the Flames. All right, so that was a look. That was an okay day, I think, right now. And let's see what else we've got. Justin, thank you very much. You're just a tremendous contributor to our community. All right. Let me get the commercial out of the way, and then we'll start the show. You can get my best bets, including my picks for UFC 314 over at winnable.com. Look, you can get some free information from the true experts here at the Sports Money Network just by being a member of the channel and going to the playbook. You can also watch First Strike. You can watch BB MMA picks. If you want my full card predictions, it's behind a paywall over at winnable.com. I pick the winner of every fight. I predict how each fight is going to finish, and if applicable, I pick which round the fight is going to finish. So if you want complete full card predictions from me, who I just happen to be in tune with a bunch of experts myself, check me out at winnable.com for today's package for UFC 314. You'll also get my Major League Baseball and my hockey sports money premiums here. So check it out. $4 a day, $8 a week, or for just $19.95 a month, that's just 56 cents a day when you use the promo code STEAM over at winnable.com/Ramon. Comes up on your either device or your desktop. It's browser based, and we're only going to charge you if you ask us to. So Winnable is powered by Stripe, so it's completely legitimate format there, and you get my plays there for today, just like this. It looks as my UFC full card predictions right there, and you can get them over at winnable.com when you subscribe over there at Winnable. Real simple process, just like you're ordering your food when you're heading to the drive-thru. Double click on your iPhone, Google Pay, Apple Pay, and you will get access. And anyone who subscribes, I just put on a couple extra days. If you get a week, I put on like 10 days. I control it. So if you want more days, hey, Ramon, rough day, give me another, hey, I'll give it to you, no problem. Just want to see how many people we can get signed up, and this is how you support me here on the channel. Okay, really appreciate you listening to that, and appreciate all the subscribers here that we have right now. We got a few dozen of you subscribed up to those packages, and we got quite a bit on the free plays. You can get free plays over there as well, and let's see here. Oh, I think we can actually show. I was gonna maybe do like you can see the plays, you kind of see the video, the plays that we had over there at winnable.com, for example, from yesterday, and kind of what it looks like. It doesn't quite look like this, but some of the plays up there. I'll work on this here a little bit, but I think we can start to maybe show some of these plays there from yesterday. There you see some of them, though. The Timberwolves minus 21 yesterday, and some of those baseball winners as well. So, okay, I'll make that a little bit better. Maybe we can make that part of the show a little bit more concise. All right, a few more strolling in. We've got a couple. We got about 4 dozen here. So let's get ready to go here. I think. NYC Bar says, "Oh man, bad weather here today in New York. Well, that's no good. We need our games here today." But we saw that game only go 5 innings there yesterday. Remember? And NYC Bar, I would say no NBA starters are playing today. There are no games in the NBA today, but there will be tomorrow a full slate of games for the last day of the season. All right. See, we got here. I think that's it from you. Spinny's got some props here for us. Thank you, Spin. And hopefully we'll be around tonight. I'll be in the chat with the guys here for UFC this evening. Oops, how'd that get up there? Okay, let's get into the previews right now and get started with our card. I think it's a pretty manageable show here, especially the way we kind of whip through the baseball picks and coverage a little bit. And let's get it rolling. We'll start off here, top of the card with the Detroit Tigers taking on the Minnesota Twins here in this one. You've got the Twins going to be a favorite in this game right now, minus $1.20 or so. The total feels like 8.5 over 15. We're seeing some 9 under 20s, I think, a little bit here. I think the steam just kind of rolled in a few moments ago. Let me check this out. Just as we were coming on the air here, there was some steam to the over. We're seeing mostly 9 unders right now. You might have heard in the background just seconds ago. Also, some steam coming in. This is on the NHL game between the Islanders and the Flyers. Steam to the over right now in that one. That's an early game, 12:30 Eastern start with the Islanders and the Flyers. Steam coming in on the over. Okay, let's roll though here. I'm positive here that this steam came in. Yeah. 9 under 15 feels like it. Some of the sharp books have even moved to a 9 flat here in this one between Detroit and Minnesota. For Job here, he is 0-0, but the Tigers did win both of his starts. He has a 5 ERA with the 1.5 whip, but a 233 batting average against, and a 217 BABIP for the Sheriff. Paddock here, 0-1. Minnesota's lost both of his starts. He's got a 14.7 ERA so far and a 2.5 whip coming in. But I don't know. The young pitcher here for the Tigers has looked pretty good. The Tigers are extremely popular with handicappers here today for sure. But I don't know. I mean, look, the Tigers are kind of today's flavor for sure right now with the modest streak here. Yeah, they did lose a couple of nights ago to the Yankees, but they won that series, and the Tigers are playing pretty well here right now. And yeah, Minnesota's not. But let me get into it with you here a little bit and see what you guys have in the chat, because I might play a little.
Final.
This one's
final
tough for me. Let's see what you got. In the chat here between Detroit and Minnesota. And Justin will start us off here. He's got the Twins. Fernando likes the over. Also, Justin on the over here. NYC Bar says Twins. Also, Justin with a prop here. Lots of props. Thomas on Minnesota. And Jermaine says that the Tigers team total over with this offense right now for Detroit, averaging 5 runs a game so far. Abel's on the Tigers, though, here. It's kind of back and forth a little bit. Robert's on the Twins, so I'm not alone here in some of this contrarian. Oh, but look at this Minnesota consensus play here from you guys in this one. Okay, I hope we're right. Because I thought I was going to be the cool guy here and say, hey, I like Minnesota. How about you guys? I mean, you got obviously the better looking pitcher so far this season has been Job. I'm going to go with Minnesota with you guys in this one. I'm going to roll with the consensus. Look, I think we think Minnesota is going to be a little bit better. They're 4-10 right now. It's really not been good so far this season. Detroit got the win yesterday, 7-6. It was a little bit back and forth between the two. I think Chris Paddock is, whether or not he's never going to get any better than this. I don't mean the poor start to his season statistically. I just mean in general, he's just going to be a guy who goes out there and gives you an effort. But I'm going to try him with you guys. I'm going to take Minnesota here. It feels like the right thing to do. They are, after all, favored in this game at $1.25 or so, and we've seen that total go up. So obviously, there's also going to be it feels like some volatility here in this game. So maybe it would be the right move to take the dog here, but I'm going to go with team consensus pick on Minnesota. It does seem like the thing to do. I guess I don't have enough, just sort of the data to back it up. But Robert likes he likes uh, he likes Paddock to come in here and make a decent start. So I'm all about it. There was a time when I thought Paddock was going to be a decent major league pitcher. It never materialized, and it's never going to materialize. But and again, let's be a little bit fair. Job is certainly an untested commodity here, despite his early success. His ERA is high. All right, let's move on to the next one here with the Phillies taking on the Cardinals with Christopher Sanchez on the mound going up against Miles Mikolas. Here in this one, you've got for the Phillies here, Sanchez. No record, but the Phillies are 2-0 with Sanchez on the mound. He's got an ERA just over 4, a 1.18 whip so far, 233 batting average against, a 292 BABIP for Miles Mikolas. He's 0-1. With the Cardinals losing both of his starts so far this season. He's got 11.25 ERA and a whip of 2 coming in, 361 batting average against. He's gone over in both of his starts. Cardinals have gone 9-3-1 to the over so far this season, but the Phillies are 4-9 to the under, allowing just 3.5 runs per game. Cardinals offense averaging 5.7 runs so far this season, this Cardinals offense. So can they get something done, though, here against Sanchez in this one?
Final.
Go to the chat and see what you guys have here in the matchup between the Phils and the Cards here on Saturday. All right. Philly just keeps going under, it feels like, in all these games right now. Let's go to the chat. And we've got Thomas starting us off, and he's on the Phillies here today. Jermaine's on the Phillies as well. Justin likes Trey Turner. In a prop here, Cash Kane, Phillies. Philly Eagle Flyer on the Phillies here. He also looked the Tigers, though, in that one. Also here, let's see what we got. Fernando wants the Phils here. He says he keeps rolling with them.
Final.
Good morning to Donut Silks today. And Justin likes the Phillies team total over. NYC Buyer is on the Cards here. Cash Kane likes the over. Terrell says Philadelphia run line. Robert's on the under. And Thomas says the Phillies are our number two number two consensus play right there. Philadelphia today. How about that? Wow. We are it seems like we pick a bunch of consensus games early and then we just fade like Mikey was telling me about how everybody leaves the show after the baseball or what I think is what it was, and we just fade off into the sunset with our numbers a little bit. All right, so you guys are taking the Phillies here. No, I don't. Let me look at the selections here a little bit and see because I certainly kind of agree with this right now. And let's see here. Okay, that might be it from you. So maybe I can look at the total here in this one with the Philly and St. Louis today. And I think for me, I'm gonna end up on the over in this game with Philadelphia and St. Louis. Give me the over here in this one. After what we saw in yesterday's game with that St. Louis win, it was just 2-0 there with uh, good pitching performance certainly by. Um, oh God, what is what's that cat's name? You guys can tell me. Um, Andre Palante, right? There yesterday. I'm trying to see what the we had him, right? You guys had him. Okay, no wonder. Okay, Team Steam had him yesterday. I went with the over yesterday and went down to defeat. So Seymour's here. Then nice to have Seymour. He did go on the over in this one. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna go over as well. Giants and Yankees. We did get that in a weather report here today. Hopefully, we get this one in. But look, it was pretty bad there yesterday. They were never coming back to play that game after the game was into a rain delay after just 5 innings. But the Yankees were never going to come back. They're probably lucky the game was ruled. The game was called off because really the Giants were putting a whooping on the Yankees yesterday, and it almost seems like a mismatch out there right now. But hey, maybe they can get this one in. Should be a great matchup for these for these Giants bats. It feels like against the Yankees here, and well, they still got the Yankees lineup. There's I don't know if I have number one anymore, even though runs wise. You got to think that they're still there, but man, the Giants are looking pretty strong here as well. Giants are 10-3 right now. They're cooking and taking on the Yankees here at 7-6. For Jordan Hicks here for the Giants, he's got a 2.38 ERA. He's 1-0. The Giants won both of his starts. Meanwhile, for Warren here of the Yankees, Yankees lost both of his starts. He has no record, a 6 ERA so far, and a 1.33 WHIP. 219 batting average against. Both pitchers doing pretty well statistically, but Warren does have that 6 ERA. Both pitchers went over in both of their first two games here so far this season. These two teams are 14-9 to the over overall. Go to the chat here in this one and see what you got with the Giants and the Yankees here today. And we've got Yankees money line here for Cash Kane. Justin likes Judge here in this one. And Fernando, the player props, I know for a fact that people lost money here yesterday. The player props should have been canceled yesterday. There should be no player props from that game. Bill Eagle Flyers got his plays there with his ties in there and some of his other plays, it looks like. Fernando likes the first 5 under in this game. Billy Eagle Flyers on the Giants. Here, man, the Giants are just they're looking great. What can you say, man? Going in there and whipping up on these Yankees like this, I'm going with the under here in this one with San Francisco and New York today. My play is on the under here. All right. Next up is Blue Jays taking on the Orioles here. Oh, is this the right pitching matchup from yesterday? Right? No, we're going. These guys just got pushed back, right? They should be the same pitchers as yesterday. Let me make sure of this, you guys, right? With Francis and Sugano. That's how long ago I typed these in, I think is what happened. Should be checking to make sure we got these prices right, you guys. I see right now that the Yankees, I had them $1.55 on screen. They're really $1.35. Wake me up here if I've got these stale lines up here a little bit. Let me at least go back and correct that. If anything, it's a discount on the Yankees here, $1.35. 8 over 20 maybe? And that first one, the Phillies were definitely $1.55. The Twins were $1.20, $1.25. So that seems fine. But okay, let me move on here and make sure we got this one right. With Francis. I'm just updating my sheet here a little bit. I had already moved on to Sunday here, it looks like. So, look, we made the plays yesterday on this game, so I don't know if we can necessarily stray from it here. Yesterday on the show, we did have Toronto as our play, so I guess we'll just kind of roll with that same projection here today. It feels like with Toronto against Baltimore. I'm not sure there's much reason to move off of that necessarily. If we're going to give it out, we're not going to flip flop or anything without any major news of injury or anything like that. So maybe we'll just go here on Toronto in this one. Like I said, we pretty much covered it yesterday with this matchup. So Toronto comes in 8-6, Baltimore comes in 5-8 right now here. Both pitchers are 1-1 on the season. Both pitchers, solid ERAs right now. Bowden Francis 3.18, Sugano 2.89. So maybe you're looking here at a game that could have some good pitching from the starters here, but yes, like I said, yesterday we did go with Toronto, so let's just stay with Toronto here and get your plays in the chat, though, and see if that's the right thing to do. All right. Here we go with Cash Kane. Tremaine says, I think he likes Bowden Francis here. Cash Kane on the Blue Jays, first 5. And Nuke says, could they actually push Bowden Francis back 2 days here in this one? I did actually think that as well, but it does seem like all the books right now, when you look at the, anticipated, and I always think that the books are usually right when they have the, pitchers listed. So that's the way I kind of looked at it as far as, what was expected today. If you look at the books that do list, the starting pitchers, I think most of them have right now listed the matchup from the previous day. So we'll take that with a grain of salt and then look into it as we get closer to game time here. But that's what I had already had too, is the next day's pitchers, but usually not going to push them back 2 days unless there's an injury or something. All right, NYC bars on the Yankees. Here's Jermaine on the under here in this one. Thomas is on Baltimore, though, here, but NYC bars going with the Jays. Bill Eagle Flyer with his prognostication. Here's Fernando on the Orioles. This is a lot of two-way action here for sure. Wine Time's here today. So is Futon Bets. This is Spenny's play on Gunner. Robert is on the O's, and Justin says, I've got the O's game to go over. here in this one. All right, I'm rolling with Toronto. Like I said, if we get that same matchup, Francis and Sugano, then I think you got to look at this one. I just got to stay with Toronto. I think is what I'm saying. All right, and we're underway in that second match, and Demon Hour has already broken Musetti here in the first set. Next up, we've got the New York Mets here with David Peterson on the mound, the left-hander, going up against the Athletics here, and does feel like today the Athletics did do a little bit of maneuvering with their pitching matchup today, so I think we're expecting to get JT Ginn now in here. Originally, I think I think Estes was penciled in, and who knows, I guess maybe this is a bit of a bullpen game, or we'll see what the A's throw out there. But JT Ginn will get the start here now in this one, with the Mets favored by 140. The total 9.5 under 20, 9.5 under 20 here. Yeah, in fact, and we're even seeing some. This might be right, but it's 9 over, if anything, though, right now. There we go. Maybe 9 over 15, 9 over 20.
Play.
Get some steam here right now in hockey today. How about the Florida Panthers taking some steam here? They were 190 or so. They're going to go up to probably 200, probably 210 here. Florida taking the steam right now. And also, just moments before that, Utah Hockey Club took the steam here against Dallas. They were plus 160. Looks like they're going to go down to plus 150 or so. Here with Utah taking the steam against Dallas tonight. Also, steam came in a short time ago with this game right here, the Mets and the A's. The steam did come in on the under here. They took some 10s out, and now we're looking, like I said, at mostly 9 over 20, maybe 9.5 under 15. But look, we said it yesterday and talked about the runs there, and what can you say? We were just flat out wrong again as they went for another big score. So I don't know, if anything, it kind of feels like is this a discount here right now with these? Now, I did get burned one game last week, and it was a day game, and it went under. If you remember that Oakland day game the other day that was 2-1 after they were playing against the Padres, that was a day game, and we do want to, see a few, if you know what I mean, but it does still feel like this park is, to me, should be graded as an over park right now. And if they're going to give us basically a whole run back here with the 9s, I don't know. I'd probably want to go. I kind of wanted to go under, but now with this move, the line move is significant to me. Man. All right. Let me go to the chat. You guys help me out on this one again. It's a narrative that, like I said, I was out in front of talking about these high-scoring games in Sacramento. Here's Cash Canes on the Athletics, first 5. Here's Thomas on the Mets, and Spenny's got some prop action with Lindor. Here's Jermaine on the A's team total over, and also Justin says, give me Pete for an RBI today. And I'm worried about this right now because maybe we'll see the day game, but I can't get off of it. I've got to go over here still with New York and the Athletics today. One more time, I'm going to try a day game here. I'm just gun shy. It's just going to be my free play because of, like I said, I went over in that day game with the Padres. We were out riding the streak of overs, really, it seemed like, and then it was 2-1. Now it's just one game, and I got to stick to these numbers sometimes. But if I'm going to lead this narrative a little bit, I better take the over here. Pardon me, the over here today. All right. Next up, hello to Nanya in the chat. And we're getting ready to go here with the EPL action here now in just a couple of moments. We're getting those games ready to kick here in just about 3 or 4 minutes. So I'll have a Major League Soccer card today as well. I think that'll be on the VIP free selections today. And I don't have anything on the European card here with sports money. But coming up in here in just a few moments, Leicester and Brighton, Aston Villa and Southampton, Everton and Nottingham Forest set to go. All right. Let's continue on now with Washington taking on the Marlins. And, well, Washington kind of took it to the Marlins there yesterday for sure and got the win. They really kind of mashed the ball pretty good in a 7-4 victory. Washington's looking pretty good all of a sudden here. Or the bit of a good run, remember, after winning the series against the Dodgers and now winning this one right here out of the gate. Man, I think Washington's looked pretty good. For Miami, though, you got Alcantara going here. Missed his regular turn yesterday for the birth of a child with his wife, but does get the start here, $1.45, 7.5 here in this one with Washington and Miami. See what you guys have here in the chat with this one. But for Sandy, coming into this game right now, 1-0. Miami's won both of his starts. 3.72 ERA, 0.93 the whip. He's looking pretty Sandy-like so far. Could be better, but when you're 2-0 and you're the Marlins, so far that's pretty good. Both teams come in 6-7 here right now. Got to be impressed a little bit with this Nationals offense, averaging 4.6 runs per game right now. And, well, they've got they got some talent. Let's face it. If anybody's watched this team so far, I think everyone knows right now. You're seeing James Wood here. There's no doubt this guy's got some pop in his stick, if you know what I mean. Another home run yesterday. What's got 5 home runs here right now? He's one of the hottest tickets in the league. It feels like Wood of the Nationals.
Final.
See what you guys have here, though, in this one with Miami taking on Washington here on Saturday. I'll go to the chat and see what you got here in this one. For for Washington here, they have won 12 of the last 14 meetings against Miami overall, and 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Washington's actually won 6 of the last 7 here in Miami, and maybe the only thing that could keep you on Miami here is Sandy the Great. It feels like Washington's won 5 of their last 6 games. Miami's lost 5 of their last 7. So see what you got here in this one. Washington and Miami. All right. Here we go. Fernando likes Forest to win again at home. Man, it's fun, isn't it? All right. And NYC VAR likes the under. And Tennessee going to break up with Nico, says Wine Time. And who will they get? Who could we see? Diego Pavia go to Tennessee and let the dominoes fall where they may. If I were Tennessee, I know a lot of people are ready to kick him to the curb, especially with Tennessee's big social media base. And look, Nico's pretty great. We all, I'm obviously a big fan of his, and Wine Time might be too. But, maybe he hasn't truly lived up to all the expectations are always going to be high for a guy like that. And it's going to be hard to fulfill those. Thomas is on Miami. Cash Kane is on the Marlins here. And Jermaine's on the under. Thomas is on the under here as well in this matchup. Washington has been going under here for sure so far. 1-3 to the under on the road. And I'll make my call here in this one. And I'm going to try Sandy here one time as I am really high on this Washington team. Not high like they're going to do. I just think people are burying this team a little bit, and or I don't know what were their expectations really here. NYC Bar likes the Nats on the run line today, so I just think we're dealing with a better team than I think most people expect. I think people were kind of putting Washington down in the sub 500. They might be a 500 team. They might be able to contend with this team. Obviously, the pitching is of concern, and it has been so far as well, averaging nearly 5 runs allowed per game. So we'll see. But I'm going to try Sandy here. Hey, he's a new dad here, or I don't know how many kids he had. Okay, here we go. Next up, it's the old Celtic. Yeah, the Celtic. This is for Nate. I got to leave it up there now. The Celtics and the White Sox. It just goes to show you either too many brain cells lost, or I'm tired when I do it. I'm wiped out here today for some reason. Okay, Red Sox and White Sox. We know what's going on. We talked about it yesterday, and I thought we nailed it yesterday, didn't we, in this matchup? Oh, yeah, we had the over. Oh, team consensus. Everybody was on the Red Sox yesterday. I was on them. You were on them. We were all on them, laying that run line, so it didn't quite work out there, but I was on the run line on Boston. I think I said I was on the over.
Final.
And that was on another show. But let's talk about here today with Fitz going in this one up against Martin Perez. Perez, good numbers so far. 0.73
Final.
ERA. He's 1-0. White Sox are 1-1 with Perez, but he's got a batting average allowed of 1, a BABIP of 148 here for Fitz. Boston has lost both of his games so far, and Boston's gone under in both of his 2 starts so far. White Sox come in just 3-10 overall this season, but who won yesterday? It was the White Sox, of course, taking down Boston. Just 11-1. They pounded them here. So White Sox averaging just 3.5 runs per game, but the pitching's been good. They're allowing just 3.7 runs per game so far. Some of the best numbers, believe it or not, in the major league. For Boston pitching, or for the White Sox pitching staff here, and really for the most part, the bullpen's been pretty good too. I was going to say it's been most of the starters, but I think the bullpen's been just as equal as the starters. It's the offense. It's not doing anything for the White Sox, unfortunately, but they busted out for a season high 11 runs yesterday. Let's go to the chat here in this one, see what you got with the Boston taking on White Sox here. We've got some steam coming in the NHL right now to pass along to you. In the game between Winnipeg and Chicago, the steam is coming in on the over here. In this one, it was 5.5. And we could be seeing some 6s here momentarily, probably juice to the under, but the steam's coming in on the over in the game between Winnipeg and Chicago. All right, Boston here on the road so far, not so hot, right? 3-5 so far this season. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Let's go to the chat here and see what you got. Cash Kane is on the Red Sox. Top Geo says maybe you could just go with Sandy in the first 5. I know, because I want to take. I'm taking Sandy to win this game, basically, because like I said, I kind of like this Washington team right now. I tell you what, Sunday I'm going to be on them, I think. What was that match? I think I was even looking. I've already looked ahead to that matchup here a little bit. All right, here's Thomas is on Boston. Justin says, give me the White Sox to go over. And Cash Kane on the over here in this one. Columbus Blue Jackets are taking the steam right now here in the NHL on our Saturday card. That's one of the early games at 12:30 start. And right now, Columbus was getting a $1.10, but right now they're probably going to be down to even money here in the game against Washington. They might even go to a minus $1.05. Washington's the favorite, but the steam is coming in on Columbus. We know Columbus had a great season at home. Washington's one of the best, most profitable road teams for sure, and Columbus has, not been playing as well of late after they kind of got knocked out of the playoff uh, uh, chase there a little bit. I think they kind of fading here a little bit down the stretch after they're still alive. They need it, so maybe that's part of it. But they were a little bit closer to the Canadians, and now they're not so much, right? The Canadians having just missed out on clinching. Okay, here we go. But let's talk about this one. Here's an over here. And Jim Duweiger says Boston is 1-7 when they score 3 runs or less. So they're not getting, standout pitching to keep them in the game when they are not able to score very many runs. And can they, pick it up here today? And can the White Sox kind of duplicate what they did yesterday? All right, I'll go to my pick. I'll go to my pick is what I'll do here in this one. All right, and for me, I'm going to take Boston here. I am going to take Boston. They're $1.60, but I'm going to play them on the money line here to win tonight against Chicago. Give me Boston. All right. Jim says, hey, the Flames, they're still alive. In the NHL playoffs, we'll preview the full NHL card here in just a moment. Next up, the Braves are taking on the Rays here with A.J. Smith-Shawver going for Atlanta, and you got Drew Rasmussen here for the Rays. The Rays are going to be favored here tonight, $1.35, 8.5 over 20 after the Rays. How did they win that game yesterday, 6-3, after, Atlanta seemed to be bashing the ball around there early, circling the bases a little bit, but then it was all Rays. It felt like after that, and they got the 6-3 win there yesterday, a comfortable win there for the Rays on Friday. And let's see how it goes today here. Atlanta, we know, the thing is with Atlanta, they're not getting these games back. Now they've got 10. Did they win the race to 10, if you know what I mean? 10 losses so far here for the Atlanta Braves following yesterday's loss to Tampa Bay here. And Tampa Bay, hey, 6-7 right now. You got Rasmussen here going this afternoon. Rasmussen comes in with a 0.9 ERA, 1-0 record for him and the Rays. He's got a 0.6 whip and a 147 batting average against for the Braves. And A.J. Smith-Shawver, he's 0-2 with a 5.19 ERA. Did go under in both of his starts because no run support. The Braves are averaging just 3.2 runs per game. It's been the Rays that are having good pitching, allowing 3.8 runs per game so far. They're averaging just 3.8 runs per game as well. Go to the chat here in this matchup between Atlanta and Tampa here tonight, this afternoon. Atlanta has been dismal on the road so far this season, 0-8 to start the season. That's where it's been big time trouble. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay is 6-3 as a favorite so far this season. Here we go with the chat. Get your plays here. It's Thomas on Tampa, Cash Kane on the Rays, but NYC Bar says, I'll take Atlanta on the run line. Thomas is on the Rays here in this one. Tampa's had a few issues here as well of late, even though they have this 6-7 record. They've won 2 of their last 3, but actually also won just 2 of their last 6. They were on that a bit of a tailspin before that here out of the gate. 4 out of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone over, and however, 12 of the last 17 meetings between these two teams in Tampa have gone under, although remember, Tampa played in a different park, and that sample size is about 5 years long there. All right. Atlanta puts up runs when they play at Steinbrenner Park. Take the Atlanta team total over, says Terrell. Yeah, when I saw the Braves kind of getting those, their rally was cut short a little bit, but I was like, I thought the uh, Bucks were going to be in for a long night. Now, remember, the Braves were coming off that game where they had to travel, so could they be a little bit better rested here in this one? Again, I feel like the Braves are offering a whole bunch of value right now to me. Let's see here. Philly Eagle Flyers got some plays. Jermaine says 9 still feels like a lot between these two. I kind of agree with that. I'm going to take the Atlanta Braves today, hoping the rest will get them. Look, I feel like right now the Braves are going to be undervalued. People are ready to, I want to say jump off them a little bit. I think for the most part, we want to say, hey, the Braves will always come back. Maybe this isn't the team that we're used to. They've had some, injuries to start and the suspension to Profar, but I'm going to take the Braves today. All right, let's get into the evening action here now with the Royals taking on the Guardians. You got the Guardians here, 135, 7.5 the total here in this one, with Luis Ortiz going up against Michael Lorenzen here today in Cleveland. Cleveland comes in 7-6. The Royals come in here with a record of 7-7 right now. Lorenzen is 1-1 of the 3.18 ERA so far this season. 1.14 the WHIP. Royals averaging just 3.2 runs per game after Cleveland won again yesterday. Their 4th straight win here right now for the Guardians. They beat them 7-0 and did a terrific job. Now, for Ortiz, has not looked good here. 0-2, 8.4 ERA, and also a 3.48 batting average against. He's gotten beat up pretty good here so far, has Luis Ortiz. And Kansas City, they're pretty popular with the public handicappers here today, and I might be joining them in this one. But let's see what you got with this one between Kansas City and Cleveland here. Kansas City has lost 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams so far. Kansas City on the what did I say? Last 10 games here, they are 3-7 to the under so far. Cleveland's gone under in 4 of their last 5 games so far. Let's go to the chat, see what you got. Not much maybe from you guys here. Here's Cash Kane on the Royals. Jermaine says, I'll take Cleveland, but it's a hope and a prayer maybe. And Fernando says, first 5 under. Well, it's a lean for Fernando. So, you guys aren't too thrilled. It feels like with this game, I'm going to take Kansas City here. I'm not sure Luis Ortiz is able to hang here. It feels like right now. Terrell's on Cleveland though. Hey, I was on Cleveland there yesterday, but I'm going to come back on the Royals here because I'm wondering about Ortiz. Quite frankly. All right, let's move on here, though, and go to the Pirates and the Reds. Andrew Haney, the left-hander, going here for the Bucks. You've got Andrew Abbott here for the Reds. All right, for Pittsburgh here. They come in with a 5-9 record. Pittsburgh is coming in here off of a loss yesterday in this game to Cincinnati, 5-3. The Reds have won 3 of their last 4 here right now. They're favored in this one at minus $1.25. The total here 8.5. I think it's juiced to the under here pretty heavily. I'll say 8.5 under 20 for sure. Right now, feels like everywhere at this point. For Pittsburgh here, they are 3-6 straight up as an underdog. Cincinnati's, they're not great, but they've been favored 3 times. They're 2-1 in those games so far. So we'll see what you got though here in this one with Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. Pittsburgh on the road so far, just 2-6 overall. Cincinnati's gone under in 6 of their last 10 games, 3-6-1 to the under in their last 10 games. Pittsburgh's 2-5-1 to the under on the road so far. Let's see what you guys have here in this one between Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. All right, here we go. Let's go to the chat. Thank you for joining me. It's going to be here. NYC Bar likes the under. Cash Kane, Pirates first 5. Jermaine says Reds money line here in this one. And for me, I know what I'm doing here in this game, and I feel like this is my freemium, but I'm going with the Cincinnati Reds over Pittsburgh here in this one. I feel more confident with them. I want to use them as a premium. I'm just not sure about the total right now. So let me take Cincinnati here on the show. Feels like my best play out of this game for sure. I really like Cincinnati here today. One of my stronger plays. Probably would use it as a sports money premium at least, but I'm going to go with it here right now, and I'll figure out more later on the total. Maybe when we see the lineups here, but I don't know if it's going to make it. Let's see what we got next. Not much from you guys on this one either. All right, well, man, I feel bad, you guys. I was all cocky yesterday and said, give me the Angels and the under in a 2-teamer here on the show. I'm so excited about this Angel team. Let's just roll them here again. You got Kikmanovic yesterday coming in. And what happened? I mean, it was the Astros just blew up and went on and crushed the Angels, and I guess it's all over now for the Angels. A hot start. It's all ruined here, despite the 8-5 record. I'm sure they're going to go on a losing streak now. Astros improved to 6-7 here, so I'm half kidding. Maybe the Angels will find a way to win one, but still, it did feel like we're going to be back to the old Angels here a little bit. So, all right, let's see what you got here in this one with the Angels and the Astros. That's not much of a preview. That was me just being bummed out, I guess. For Ryan Gusto here, he was a pitcher mostly in AAA. He was in AAA last year, but pretty good numbers there. So he's already been in 4 games so far this season, 1 earned run and 9 strikeouts in 8 innings coming into this one. The Angels hitting just .217 on the road so far this season. They got Tyler Anderson here going, a 4.5 ERA, no record so far here this season for Anderson. Anderson comes in here with the Angels 2-0 in his start so far this season. Having a little bit of issues with the walk, but just a 167 BABIP for Gusto here. 1-0 record in those 4 appearances, a 1.12 ERA, and bullpen game here for sure. Gusto just getting the start here in this one, and they'll clean up for him after he gets through the lineup probably one time here, it feels like. So let's see what you have in this one between the Angels today and the Astros. I won't hesitate here, but I want to see what you have first after I got all cocky yesterday with the Angels. All right, we've got Cash Kane on the Angels here. Thomas is on Houston. Jermaine is on the Astros running line. And here's NYC Bar. He likes the under in this one. All right. I don't know if I mind that here. I kind of want to go under as well. The widely reported steam did come in on the over. In fact, right now, let me see. Look at the total there. Cash Kane's on the under here too. What do I have it at? 9 over 20, and it's mostly 9 flat. I think we have to put it as 9 flat here. All right, 140, 9 flat. There we go. Let's see. One more here from you guys. Here's Thomas on the under. All right. And I'm going to do it too. I'm going under here in this one with the Angels and the Astros. I know the Astros bombed them yesterday for 14 runs. And look, the Astros have had some success scoring runs against the Angels for sure. But give me the under here in this one. And Thomas says, oh, look at that. Oh, boy. Okay. Well, too late now. I'm on it. You're on it. It's consensus play on the under. Wow. All right. I'll just stick with it as well. I said it first, and you guys are on it, so I'll go with just the one play. Give me the under as well. Next up is the Brewers taking on the Diamondbacks. In this one, Patrick going up against Burns here. For Chad Patrick and the Brewers, Patrick 1-0, 3 appearances. He is Brewers are 2-0 in his starts so far this season, making 2 starts, 2.5 ERA, 1.2 the whip, a 188 batting average against. Coming in here, 185 BABIP as well. For Corbin Burns, Burns has struggled so far, but you kind of figure eventually he's going to bite back here a little bit, a 5.79 ERA so far this season. Also, 1.9 whip, 306 batting average again. So Corbin Burns, though, here, look, going up against the Brewers here. You might think it's enough, maybe a motivation to take these guys on. So let's see what you guys want to do here in this one with the Brewers taking on the Diamondbacks. Saw yesterday the Brewers were able to get the win yesterday, 7-0. Remember Quintana. We went under in that game yesterday. We actually doubled up on that game, right? We went Arizona and under, but it did go under. And Quintana did a good job. So, for these two, 10 of the last 14 games between these two teams in Arizona have gone under. Milwaukee comes in on a pretty good roll here right now, having won 8 of their last 10, but they are 1-3 straight up as an underdog. They win all the time as favorites. They're 7-3 as favorites, but just 1-3 as an underdog. All right, go to the chat here in this one. See what you got. Thomas going to start us off, and he's on Arizona. Cash Kane is on the Brewers, and Kelly says, a revenge game? Do we take Burns, or do we take Milwaukee? Could look at it that way. Maybe they know how to hit Burns. Good point. Good point, Kelly. All right, here's Fernando on the Brewers here in this one. All right, I'll make my call in this matchup. Make sure I get it right here. And for me, I'm going with the under. The widely reported steam did come in on the over here, but I've got myself another under here tonight between Milwaukee and Arizona. I've got 9.5 listed there on screen, but I better be fair about it because it's 9 under for the most part. Way lower than that. 9 under. I'll call it. I think I could call it 9 under 15 as a fair number here. And it's not quite $1.80 anywhere, but we'll just leave it at that. Maybe it shows my bias a little bit here for Arizona, but give me the under here tonight. It's already the widely reported steam came in on the over, but the numbers looks to me like it's going under right now as far as the move is concerned. Milwaukee's gone under in 7 of their last 10. Arizona's 2-4-2 to the under at home so far this season. Todd said Milwaukee over on their team total. NYC Bar was on Arizona, and Justin likes Corbin Carroll for an over prop on his total basis. All right, next up, got the Rockies taking on my Padres. And man, the Padres smashed these guys yesterday as we said they would. Took care of business big time. The Padres continue to play well here. Back on a roll again. They're 11-3 overall, 8-0 at home so far this season. Colorado just 1-6 on the road, 2-9 straight up as an underdog.
Steam play
so far for the Colorado Rockies here in this one. They've got Chase Dollander going here in this one. Dollander's been a minor leaguer so far through his first couple of years of pro ball. First, I think he's a second-year player, actually. He's made one start this year, allowed 4 runs, struck out 6 over 5 innings for Kyle Hart, the man who was in the KBO last year after mostly a minor league career. Oh, I don't have him listed here, but this is Kyle Hart, a veteran of played in the KBO, and was pretty much a career minor leaguer before that. Although, he did spend a little bit of time in the major leagues, but so far for Hart, so good. He's 1-0. So far, it does have an 11 ERA, but the Padres have won both of his starts. They've been able to manage the game with him. He does have a 2.1 WHIP and 0.33 batting average against, so rugged numbers for sure for Dollander here. He's 1-0 with a 7.2 ERA and a 1.6 WHIP coming in. So these guys have given up some runs for sure so far, but Padres on a roll here right now. Let's see what you have in this one. Look, I'm listing at $1.65 here, and the total 8.5. Could easily say this one should be $2, you guys, in my book, the way I'm seeing it. So, all right, I got to do it again here. Give me the Padres to roll once again on the run line. I don't think my eyes are deceiving me here right now. I'm going to take the Padres in this one. Okay, here we go. Oh, I should have waited here. This is Thomas on the Padres and Cash Gaines on the Rockies. Justin said, take the Rockies team total. See some value there. And Tatis, right? And look at Tatis. He's hitting the home runs. Manny Machado, you know what he's doing? He's stealing bases. He's one of the top base stealers so far in the major leagues. Manny Machado is. He won't keep that up. Might be just a little bit of he's a, say what you will. I know a lot of people don't like Manny, but the man knows how to play baseball. All right, Johnny Walker, Padres run line. Jermaine, team total over for the Padres and the money line, I think. All right, we got a couple of more here tonight in the major leagues, and we'll do our hockey card. And we've got the Cubs with Ben Brown going up against Rosie Sasaki and the Dodgers here, $1.70 total, 8.5 here in this one. Maybe even 9. I better go with 9 under. Feels like 9 under, 8.5 over, somewhere in there. All right, the cryptos are blowing up right now. Okay, here we go with this one with Sasaki favored. Look, we saw yesterday the Dodgers able to do it again. What can you say here? Improved to 11-4 right now. Hey, tough division, huh? Dodgers got that 3-0 win yesterday behind Yamamoto, who was dynamite. Really shut down that Cubs lineup. And now here comes Sasaki. Now he does not have a win yet, but the Dodgers have won every game that Sasaki has started. Want to mention here real quick, we are seeing some steam here with the Giants and the Yankees to the over. I know I said go under, but hey, I'll get the value here. The steam is coming in on the over right now between the Giants and the Yankees. Currently seeing this move going to 8, heavily juiced to the over right now. We might even get some 8.5 unders out of that one. All right. Continue on with this one here with the Cubs and Dodgers with Brown and Sasaki. Brown has a 7.71 ERA, 1-1 record, 2.22 whip so far. Sasaki's got a whip of 2 because he has control problems. Whatever you want to say, it's not good either. I mean, it does not look like he's able to get this under control at this point. But like I said, the Dodgers have won all 3 of his games so far this season. So see what you got here in this one between the Dodgers and the Cubs. 13 of the last 18 games. Let's see here. 9 of the last 12 games between these two teams have gone over. Cubs are going over so far. 8 of their last 10 games have gone over. Dodgers are 9-5 to the over as a favorite. Cubs are just 3-5 as an underdog so far this season. Dodgers at home 7-0 so far this season. Let's go to the chat here for your pick. When the Cubs take on the Dodgers tonight, the Cubs bats fell silent to Yoshi Yamamoto yesterday. And here we go with your picks. It's going to be Abel here on the Dodgers. Thomas is on the Dodgers. Jermaine is on the Dodgers. Freddie Freeman is back. Don't forget, Abel says take Freeman and my man Tommy Edman to get a hit here. Justin says take the Dodgers game to go over. And here's Cash Kane. He likes the over in this one as well. All right, and for me, you know what I got to do? I got to take the Dodgers to win on the run line. I got burned with the Cubs last night, and I'm not going to do it again. I'm coming back with the Dodgers on the run line here on Saturday night. Dodgers minus 1.5 here tonight at probably even money. You might even be plus money, I think, here at a few spots. Thomas watching the action here with the tennis. Love it, Thomas. Mussetti's already broken serve here in the second set. Could we make this one interesting? Like I said, I'm already in trouble here. I'm going to need him to win this second set if I'm going to win my pick on the over, because that 6-1 is a doomsday for an over. All right, and Philly Eagle Flyer says, don't be paying attention to the cryptos when you got gold and silver. Good old gold and silver, the real crypto. All right, let's go with the last game here now with Texas taking on Seattle in this one. You got Kamir Rocker going here for the Rangers. 9-5 are the Rangers so far. For Seattle here, they've got Brian Wu. 3.78 ERA. Wu is 1-0 so far this season for Seattle. Here they are 3-5 as a favorite so far this year. Texas, pretty great start. We've talked about how well they've looked here, but so far, Rocker, we're not quite getting the Rocker we want. And, he's probably going to have to continue to develop a little bit. Maybe he got rushed along here, but look, he's got major league talent, so why not roll with him a little bit? He can keep you in the game so far. We're not seeing a dominance from Rocker for sure, but 7.88 ERA and a 1.8 whip so far this season for Kamir Rocker. He's 0-1. The Rangers are 1-1 when he's on the mound. For Wu, he is 1-0 with a 3.75 ERA and a 0.91 whip so far this season, 186. batting average allowed here, and a 220 BABIP. Woo, striking out 23% of the hitters so far this season. Seattle is 1-5-2 as a favorite to the under so far, although Texas is 5-2 on the road to the over. See what you have in the chat here in this one. That'll do it for the major leagues. Seattle has won 8 of the last 9 meetings against Texas at home, including last night's 5-3 victory here. Seattle right now has gone over in 7 of the last 8 games with Texas overall. Last night's game wasn't over. Let's go to the chat here in this one, final one. Texas and Seattle here. All right. And let's see what we got. We've got Abel. He's got his West Coast parlay here. Dodgers and Padres. Cash Kane on the M's. And Jermaine says, and you woo, woo, woo. And Terrell says he likes Seattle here as the rain. He can mow through this lineup. Kelly's on Seattle here -1, and this is Philly Eagle Flyers' favorite for his game tide prop.
Steam play.
I think that's what we'll call it. All right, and I'm going to make my call here in this one. And for me, I got to take the Seattle Mariners here tonight. Yeah, it's not great. $1.40 here right now. It says $1.50 on the screen. We'll leave it at that, but I'll take Seattle here in this one. All right, it's going to do it for baseball. Thank you, everybody, for a great contribution there. You guys helping me out here a little bit. My voice a little crackly today for sure. All right, let's move on to the hockey. We don't have any basketball tonight, so we got to move on to the hockey. And we got a big card, of course, here as we wind down the regular season, get a few more, maybe a couple more things determined here tonight in the NHL as we get ready to go in this one. With our early starts here at 9:30 Eastern, 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific. With the Islanders taking on the Flyers. You know, the Islanders are still breathing. When we get to this NHL steam here coming in real quick, it's on Seattle tonight against St. Louis. So they were getting buck 25. I think they're getting $1.20 or so here, but they're going to be going down here right now to $1.10 or so as the steam's coming in on Seattle in their matchup with St. Louis. Just coming in right now. All right, so here we go. I think every game does have at least one team either headed to the playoffs or still in contention. Like I said, in the East, we're not totally determining yet here. The Islanders are probably the last team breathing in the East, or the team with probably the least, the most difficult circumstances to overcome, especially when they've lost 2 straight games here right now. Philly is done here, but Islanders lost to the Rangers and to Nashville. You can't be doing that. They've given up 16 goals in the last 2 games. Feels like they can see the writing on the wall. Meanwhile, the Flyers have shown some life. I mean, they're out of the playoffs now, but they've won a few games here for sure of late, doing a nice job right now of late. So I'm going to take the Flyers here tonight. We're not going to get too in-depth on a lot of these because of the, season is ending. Some games are going to be a little bit more important than others today. I'm not so sure this is one of them. Feels like, if anything, this is probably the game with the least significance in the standings and the jostling a little bit. 7 of the last 9 games between these two teams have gone under, but we just reported that widely reported steam that came in on the over here. Islanders have beaten Philadelphia in 15 of the last 19 meetings between the two teams, but I'm going to go with the Flyers here tonight. Give me the Flyers in this one. Here come the comments from you guys. Sorry I didn't wait there. And Aubrey is here. Nice to have Aubrey. And Cash Kane is on the Islanders here. Here's, let's see. Oh, Kelly giving us some knowledge here. Both teams have scored 2 goals. Is that what that says in regulation? And Kelly's also got some player props. Okay, I'm on Philly. They are the slight favorite here, coming in right now at minus $1.15 or so. Next up, Capitals taking on the Blue Jackets here. The Blue Jackets took the steam here in this one. Look, the Capitals, if you look at the current standings right now, it does feel like the Capitals have it all wrapped up pretty much. I don't know if they can catch Winnipeg. There's still 3 games left, so maybe they could, but they actually have 4 games left, but you got to figure Winnipeg's going to win a couple too. I don't think they're going to win the regular season points, but they're going to be, on top in the East. So you got to wonder if they kind of see that and know Columbus is battling here. They still have a chance. In fact, they're the team probably with the best chance to catch one of the other teams. It's just that really it's probably too much to ask. They have 4 games left, though, so they have 1 game in hand on the Montreal Canadiens here as they try to get that wild card spot, but that's who they have to catch here right now. I think we'll get back to Columbus being good again. I think Washington can take a little bit of a breather. It's been a hectic time for them for sure. I'm going to take Columbus here in this one on Saturday. I got to take the Blue Jackets here at probably even money right now. I think it's actually gone down a little bit. Oh God, not only has it gone down, the Columbus is favored in this game now, so I think that shows right there where this one's headed. And I think I'll have to make it my play here on the show if they're going to be favored. In fact, it's like a minus $1.15 at some spots here with the Blue Jackets favored. So go figure. I think that kind of says it all. Give me Columbus in this one. Columbus has actually won 2 straight coming in, wins over Buffalo and Ottawa. So it's been great. Caps have been great. What a great situation. But all right, here and Kelly, no fan of Hogberg here. Abel says, give me a first period over with Caps and Blue Jackets. Philly Eagle Flyer likes first period and full game over. Kelly says these 2 teams will be right back tomorrow. And Jim says, when you got Columbus still alive, just give them a little bit of a chance here to maybe catch Montreal. Montreal couldn't close it out yesterday. So I'm on it. Give me Columbus. Rangers taking on the Hurricanes here in this one with Shesterkin for the Rangers, Kochetkov in for the Hurricanes here. Hurricanes, big favorite, but they're on a losing streak right now. They're in a funk coming in with losses to Washington, Buffalo, Boston, Detroit. That's not a great set of teams. Well, Washington, but the rest of them, not so much. Non-playoff teams. Rangers are coming in off that 9-goal performance off of the Islanders after they were on a 3-game losing streak here. Rangers kind of in the same position as the Blue Jackets here right now. They would have to leapfrog, though, and get over and just to try to catch Montreal. But it is the Rangers here with a little bit of here's one quick steam move coming in. It's on the game we're going to talk about here in a little bit. Buffalo and Florida. Steam is coming in on the under here with Buffalo and Florida. It was 6, but right now it's 5.5 over 20 pretty much everywhere. Steam coming in on the under with Buffalo and Florida right now. All right. So continue on, though, here in this one with Rangers and Hurricanes. Hurricanes are pretty much locked into the number 2 spot in the Metro. In fact, if anything, I don't know if they can move at all. They're probably stuck right there. So they can kind of just take it easy here a little bit and see if that affects their intensity here as a $2 favorite. I don't think I necessarily want to take the Hurricanes in this game. Maybe the Rangers can show up here. The Rangers, not a great price on the puck line. Maybe that's probably the direction that I'd have to go. But man, they're minus $1.45 on the puck line here. But I'm going to go ahead and let me make sure of this one here. Let me go to the chat. Let me go to the chat here. Okay, here we go. With Cash Kane is on the Canes here in this one. And yeah, this is our ABC game here. The ABC doubleheader, I think, is Washington, Columbus, followed by Rangers and Carolina. Philly Eagle Flyer likes this one to go over here. Yeah, probably I'm gonna go with the under as my play, not to fade Philly Eagle Flyer, but I'm on the under here with the Rangers and Carolina. Okay. Next up, the Avalanche and the Kings in this one, with Blackwood going up against Kemper. Obviously two strong teams here in the West, with the Kings are nearly a $2 favorite here in this one. Total 5.5 under 25. For the Kings here, we're playing a matinee game here at the Crypto. Kings here have lost 5 of the last 6 meetings against Colorado. Overall, also 6 of the last 7 games they've lost here at home to Colorado at home, where the Kings are so good. We know that they've won 11 of their last 13 games at home. Kings have gone under in 11 of their last 16 games. Overall, Colorado's gone under in 6 of their last 8 games. Coming into this one, you've got pretty big favorite for the Kings. And if you look at their situation right now, LA, they trying to stay ahead of Edmonton is kind of key there with that 2-3 matchup in the Pacific. So the Kings maybe feel a little bit of pressure to win this one. For Colorado, they're probably stuck in third here for sure. I don't think they're going to be able to catch Dallas. So it does feel like the Kings might have a little bit of motivation here, more motivation anyway, but they have trouble with this Colorado team. There's no doubt about it. Nothing from you guys in the chat in this matchup. Give me the Colorado Avalanche here on the puck line. You can get Colorado here at plus 1.5 at minus $1. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. It is. Oh, that's too high. No, we can't do that. I thought they were $1.50. They're $1.70 on the puck line here. That's no good. Give me the under here in this one with Colorado and LA. I'm gonna take the under here as my play. All right, here, let's see. Philly Eagle Flyer, like the Kings here on the puck line, team total over. Kelly says Kings have the best home record. Jim says take the Kings. Kelly says take the Kings -1. They just can't beat this team, you guys. I see it time and time again. I almost just want to. I was saying take Colorado. I was going to take them on the puck line, but not at minus $1.70. You know what? Give me a double play here. I'm not fading you guys. I'm just taking Colorado here. I'm seeing. No, I should mention probably the most important part of the story here in the game, but there's no doubt that McKinnon is out of today's game. So I think that is significant. McKinnon has been ruled out of this game. But I'm going to take Colorado. Okay, steam coming in here right now with the Utah and Dallas game to go over. We'll get to that one in a bit, but the steam is coming in on the over. It was 6 under 20, but right now it's moving to 6.5 under right now at some spots. We're seeing some 6.5 unders here. Steam to the over here, Utah and Dallas. We'll get there in just a moment. And let's see here. Thomas says, yeah, you got it, Thomas. No doubt. Kings are probably a consensus play here. We'll mark it down. I know I'm on the Avs here in this one, but definitely plenty of Kings support in the chat, and I get it. And McKinnon out, I'm not sure it's going to make I'm not saying it's even a fair I don't say fair game. I'm trying to say that, I gave you the Kings have the obvious motivation where the Avalanche are probably stuck where they're at. Kings definitely need to win, but they have problems with Colorado. That's all there is to it. And maybe that's my King fandom here watching those games of late. All right, we're continuing on here. We're going to Buffalo, taking on Florida with James Reimer going up against Bobrovsky here in this one. You got $2 favorite again here for Florida. Coming into this game here on Showdown Saturday. That's what they're calling it anyway here. So for the Florida Panthers here, it does feel like that they're still in pursuit of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now, they've had a few issues here for sure of late, and they did win 2 in a row, but they had lost 3 in a row before that. Buffalo has been one of the better stories here of late. They did lose their last game, though, however, and, we know that they've been done for a while, but they lost to Columbus here. For Florida, they have wins over Detroit and Toronto coming in. They did a real good job defensively there yesterday, and watching that beat down there a little bit of Detroit here in this one. So Buffalo's done, and Florida, they definitely are in a situation where they're looking to try to get the number 2 spot against Tampa, and that's so key in that series in the Atlantic. So let's go to the chat and see what you have here in this one, if anything. Buffalo taking on the Panthers, and nothing there from you guys, it looks like. So I'll just go ahead and make my call. And we're all the way tied, Thomas says now. Hey, I'll take 7-6, but I'm still going to need, it doesn't really matter at this point now. I need a third set. That's all there is to it. Okay, let me go to this one here, though, and make my play between Buffalo and Florida here in this one. I'm going to take Buffalo Sabres here on the puck line today. Give me the Sabres here. I know Florida has a lot to play for, but Buffalo's been playing pretty hard. Panthers know they're in here. They would like to move up, but all right, nothing there. Oh, here's a Philly Eagle Flyer, likes first period over and full game over, and Kelly's got some props here. Thank you, Kelly. Oh, Charles Sharp has Buffalo with me. All right. Next up there's those Jets, and they're taking on the Blackhawks here tonight. The widely reported steam did come in on the over here in this one, and there's some 6 under 20s here right now, but it does feel like 5.5 over 25 might be the right line. You got the Jets favorite here in this one by 275 or so here in this one.
Final.
Guess the games are ending.
Final.
Happens every Saturday at about 7:55.
Final.
Is it broken? All right, let's go. Let's try to cut through the noise. Some people that drives people crazy. I got to be honest with you.
Final.
Are we having fun yet? Should we read off all these finals? All right. Let's go to the next one here. Jets and Blackhawks. With the Jets, a huge favorite, obviously, here on the road. A huge mismatch. But, it's funny. We're down here in the last few weeks of the season, and we really haven't seen a lot of the lopsided lines like we have in years past. Even with some of these bad teams like the Blackhawks and the Sharks, we've seen them actually cover enough buck lines that I'm pretty sure, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, but in years past, in the last couple of weeks of the season, there were 400s, 500s out there in the past, and we really haven't seen too many of those at all. Maybe we've seen some 425s and stuff like that, but nothing like we've seen multiple games in the past where even minus 500 lines sometimes in the late season hockey games, but maybe not as much this year. Still got some lopsided ones here, 285 for the Jets in this one. So maybe this one is more of a pick your poison a little bit. Do you think that they can do it? It feels like to me like the Sharps are all over Utah in this game. The widely reported steam did come in on Utah here, and I kind of want to maybe take a flyer on them, but I'll probably just think what am I saying here? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the wrong game, you guys. Sorry about that. Let me get back to the Jazz. Tipping my hand there a little bit. Let me just cover my bases here a little bit with the Jets and Blackhawks and make sure I'm spitting out the right knowledge here a little bit. All right.
Steam playing.
All right.
Final.
Let me get this one straight then.
Final.
With the Winnipeg here going up against Chicago here in this one. Like I said, for Winnipeg, they probably can name the score if they wanted to. It's just a matter of what the motivation will be here for the Winnipeg Jets. Like I said, I feel like they probably can have clinched it. They do need a couple of wins, but they're obviously a huge favorite here. They're going to get the best record in the NHL this season does feel like here. So is this the one that they're going to take care of business in? Let me get any play from you guys in the chat.
Final.
All right, here we go with Charles Sharp is on the Blackhawks here in this one.
Goalies.
That's it from you guys. Just Charles on the Blackhawks here pretty much. All right, I don't know if I mind that, but man, the Blackhawks have been so bad, right? Here, this one's these games are getting pretty sketchy for me. Give me the over here in this one.
Final.
I'm gonna take the over with Winnipeg and Chicago. I will chase that steam for once here. All right, Kelly's got some props here tonight. Next up, there's the Canadians. They're going to try to wrap it up here tonight against. Let me check the goalies here real quick on the old goalie tracker and see what goalies are confirmed here. We're getting towards the end of the show. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Doesn't feel like my best show here, a little with my voice cracking a little bit. Jet Greaves is actually in there for Columbus tonight. What did we have? Did we have? Oh, we had Tarasov listed, but Greaves gets the start for Columbus tonight, making just his 8th appearance of the season, I believe. And that's it. That's it for the confirmed goalies. We don't really have much to go on here. All right, so pretty important one here. Canadians trying to get to that playoff spot, and they have to go up against Toronto. It's not getting any easier here, it feels like right now with the Canadians on the road, but they're $2 dog here in this one. The total is 6 with Stolars expected in net here, though, today for Toronto. And I'm worried about my Montreal Canadiens all of a sudden. And I'm going to go with Toronto on the puck line here tonight. I'd really like to take the Canadians and just say, let's go, Montreal. But my play here is going to be on the Maple Leafs tonight in the matchup with Montreal. Montreal needs a win to get to the playoffs, but the Maple Leafs have won 7 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams. Now, Montreal's been hot. They had their 6-game losing streak snapped in their last game as they were going for the playoffs against Ottawa, but they lost 5-2. So I'm a little bit worried here right now, playing a team that they really do have big-time trouble against. Toronto's won 5 straight at home and 5 of their last 6 games overall. They do have a modest motivation here with just a 2-point lead over Tampa Bay on top of the Atlantic. So I'm taking Toronto tonight on the puck line in this one. Good morning to James Parm here. Philly Eagle Flyer likes the Jets back in that other
Final.
game. Here is Philly Eagle Flyer likes over there, first period and full game. Kelly's got us going with some of the milestones here for Matthews and the Leafs. And Kelly talking about some props there with Suzuki getting ready there. What a year he's had. Thank you, Kelly. All right, I'm on Toronto on the puck line. Here's that Utah game right now against the Stars. Maybe I'd I don't want to say tip my hand there a little bit because I might actually go on with the total here in this one. But let's see what you guys have in this matchup between Utah taking on Dallas. Utah's already done. For Dallas here, they're probably going to finish in second. I don't think they're going to catch the Jets. They're 6 points behind the Jets and the 6 points ahead of the Avalanche. So probably going to finish right in second place in the Central, and that may be a little bit of a lack of motivation,
Final.
it feels like, here for the Stars. And meanwhile, Utah, give them some credit here. They've been winning a few games here down the stretch, even after they've been pretty much
Lineup.
eliminated. Now, they are a terrible underdog. We know that, but they're still 22-16 on the puck line. I wouldn't be interested in the puck line here at the price. So give me the Utah Hockey Club. I'm going to take Utah Hockey Club tonight as an underdog on the road against Dallas. A couple plays from you guys here. Kelly likes Dallas. She also likes Duchesne in a prop here. Get a point. All right, next up, we've got Nashville taking on the Golden Knights. Got the Golden Knights here, 250. The total 6 under 20 in this one. Golden Knights probably well clear of the Kings here and going to finish in first in the Pacific Division. They could stand one more win, but I don't know if it's really a big deal. I think they'll probably get the division anyway here right now. And Predators have been long toast in this one, but the Predators have shown a little bit of life here of late with 2 straight wins. Meanwhile, for VGK here, they're off of a 2-1 win over Seattle here, but in this one, maybe this is a puck line that I can get behind tonight with the Nashville Predators. Give me Nashville on the puck line plus a goal and a half here at minus $1.20. All right, next up. Oh, I think I messed this up here. The Blues and the Kraken. I think I might have went one game. They're both at 7:00, so maybe I had it right. Anyways, both of these teams have lost 2 straight games coming in to this one, and for the Blues, I mean, they're the team we're looking at here for the most part because they are, in position here as a wild card team, tied with Minnesota. Both have 93 points, and they're trying to fend off the Calgary Flames, and that's pretty much where it stands here right now. So big game for the Blues here. They got to win, and they're only $1.40 here in this one. But look, in fact, it's even lower. This is too high on the screen. Maybe it's $1.25 or so right now. But look, I talked about yesterday the teams that, you can look to that play pretty decent on the road in the postseason. I think St. Louis is one of those teams. I think it's been part of their big surge here. They're just 20-16 on the road, but they're highly profitable because they're usually an underdog. And look here, I think this looks like a discount. I just had it listed $1.40 on screen. Maybe it was never $1.40, but it was $1.35. And now it's $1.25. The widely reported steam did come in on Seattle here. We know St. Louis, one of the hottest teams in the league. They were on that massive winning streak before losing here a couple of games in a row right now. And I think they'll bounce back here. And I'm going to take St. Louis to win tonight and get it done against this Seattle team here in this one. And let's see what you have in this one, if anything. With Timmy Chushu here today. Hello. Bill Eagle Flyer likes the Blues here. So does Kelly. Says take him in regulation. The Sharps are all over Seattle here, I got to tell you. This one,
Final.
it may go off
Final.
pick 'em, it feels like, before it gets there. Kelly says great price. Kelly, we might be the square ones here, actually, because, I'm with you. But the move is clearly on Seattle here. All right. Well, got just a couple more here. The show's going to be over. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Zoe, thank you so much for your contributions to the Sports Money Network. And I don't even feel like I'm deserving of your contribution to our channel here. Like I said, I feel like I'm kind of I don't know, just not perfect here today with my voice all kind of crackly. But thank you so much, Zoe. You are a great contributor to us. Jim likes the Kraken. I knew it. I knew somebody liked the Kraken here. Thank you so much, Zoe. That's awesome. Predator's gonna. Oops, we already talked about it there. We just talked about it. Wild and Vancouver here in this one as we get down to our final game here on the NHL slate for Saturday. Take a look at the standings here currently with the Wild. Like I said, they're trying to make sure they can stay in this spot right here. It's a very important game for Minnesota. It's nearly a pick 'em here right now. Vancouver can play spoiler, but they are eliminated here at this point. So I don't know. Thatcher Demko's in there, and it feels like right now the Canucks, like I said, they can play spoiler here, but Minnesota needs it. They have the obvious motivation. Vancouver's won 2 straight here. Victories over Colorado and Dallas. Too little, too late. Minnesota lost at Calgary last night, so tough kind of to come back in here and be on the road, but I'm taking them. I'm taking Minnesota here to get it done tonight in the game against Vancouver. All right, that's going to do it for the Morning Steam Show. Thank you to Kelly in there. And Philly Eagle Flyer might be on the draw. Here comes here comes the contest. Let's do it. We've got everybody in there with the drawing. And don't forget, you can pick up some plays with me over at winnable.com. You can get my UFC picks over there today over at Winnable. So check me out. Get my full UFC card. Look, this way, I want you to watch First Strike. I want you to listen to VB MMA picks, but look, if you pick up my card here, it's $2 individually over there at winnable.com, or just like I said, get the monthly subscription to get you my other plays for today and every day. Usually send out 2 or 3 updates daily between the free subscription package and the paid plays, if you will. That's what I call them anyway, but it's just 56 cents a day. It's really, you're just paying for the labor of me typing the stuff in and doing this show, because that's how you support me here on the Sports Money Network, and with Zoe's great contributions as well. All right, that's going to do it here for the show. Let's get the contest going right now. Everybody's texting me. They want plays. I don't know if they want plays, but Here we go. Let's do the contest.
System play.
Thank you, Thomas, for everything here. How many do we got here in our drawing today? Oh, 0. Wait a minute here. Oh, no, the contest might be canceled, you guys. Oh, boy. All right, let me give everyone a chance to type in something there. I think we missed some of the entries because I blew it there. I might have hit something wrong. So type something in the chat if you want to be in the contest today, like Sharon here. And Thomas says they're going to go to a third set. Well, that's going to be a winner for me here as Musetti wins at 6-4. And I have over 23 games, so I can do the math. I guess if someone won this set 6-0, it'd be a push. But I'm going to say it's not going to be 6-0. All right. Johnny's in. Big O likes the Royals. I'm going to give you a few more seconds here. Let me give out some more action here, actually, and let everyone, if you want to be in the drawing, because I blew it here. You can see how many numbers are there. So if you type something in and the number doesn't go up, then you were already in. Thomas says, yeah, we got to start. Yeah, Thomas, I blew it. No, I don't know. No, I didn't blow it. I obviously picked the wrong day or something because I had it on the screen. It just said 0. Okay, let me see here. I got a few more plays for you here for the action on Saturday real quick, right? And we already gave out – well, we didn't give out the Frozen 4 because, we already had Western Michigan, so – given out by the chat. So I'll just leave it at that. I don't think I'm going to get in the way of that. If someone else is coming in and giving us that Frozen 4 pick, then let's just go with it. All right. I want you to take the Texas Longhorns over Kentucky in college baseball today. That's my play here for college baseball on the show. I think everybody knows I've been pretty hot in college baseball right now. Also, I'm going to try again another double header here in the UFL. I swept it yesterday. I'm going to try to do it again here today in the game between Memphis and Houston. I'm going to go ahead and take Memphis here, -5.5, and the under as my play. Under, I think, is my better play there because every game's going under right now. And Memphis, it is at 5.5, so I'm going to go ahead and go with Memphis and the under in the UFL today. But if you're looking one play, under I like much better. It is 35, I think, in that one. 5.5 or 6 and 35 there. So thanks you guys for these. Okay, I think we can do the drawing now. No, I think you guys are all in there because really only didn't really move. Here we go. Let's go. All right, Jimmy, Charles, Jermaine, Phil Eagle, Sharp, Timmy Two Shoes, Kelly, and it's going to be Johnny Walker. He said, "I'll count me in." He is in. Johnny wins again. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you guys for a great show here. You guys were great. I wasn't so great today, but we had a pretty decent day yesterday, so why couldn't we today? Go over to winnable.com, get more plays from me here today, and we'll be back. Don't forget, join us tonight at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific. Maybe it could be a few minutes after that, but that's about where it's going to be tonight with our UFC coverage here for UFC 314. It's going to be pretty awesome here tonight with a great card and a great main event. Great card all around. So make sure you join us for that coverage. Check out the playbook as well. Get my plays as well. So, all right, everybody. I think, did I leave anything out here today, at least a little bit with our show? I think we'll just leave it at that. I want to thank everybody for joining me here on the Sports Money Network. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Cash, then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the motherfucking